Please click on the subscribe button so you get notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, where we are going to be breaking down this article written by Deadline, where they talk about ESPN dropping a Spike Lee's produced and directed document series on Colin Kaepernick over creative differences. And I'm actually going to give you my actual thoughts on everything, especially with the timing of certain events that have happened here in the last few weeks. Now, let's start it off. So, incomplete pass, ESPN and Spike Lee drop his Colin Kaepernick documentary series over creative differences. An article written by Matthew Carey. ESPN has confirmed it's scrapping Spike Lee's planned documentary series on ex-NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick, saying it's by mutual agreement with the Oscar-winning filmmaker and Kaepernick. ESPN, Colin Kaepernick, and Spike Lee have collectively decided to no longer proceed with this project as a result of certain creative differences, the sports giant said in a statement provided to Deadline. Despite not reaching finality, we appreciate all the hard work and collaboration that went into this film. The series was to have chronicled Kaepernick's career with San Francisco 49ers, which came to an end in 2016 after the quarterback began kneeling during the playing of the national anthem before games to protest racial injustice in America. The 49ers indicated they would release Kaepernick at the end of that season. He has been unable to sign with any other team since 2019. He reached a confidential settlement with the NFL after filing a grievance that accused the league of colluding to help him to keep him off the field. Now, when Colin started doing that with the San Francisco 49ers, I felt like that kind of split the locker room, not necessarily on the political issues, but it split them from the coaching, from Jim Harbaugh, and essentially, I think it might have been Chip Kelly. But their focus wasn't on the team at that point. Their focus was on all the exterior stuff that was going on with Colin, right? And the best thing for the Niners to do at that point was cut Colin Kaepernick. Which I honestly, like, even though he helped get our team to the Super Bowl, I was never genuinely a fan of Kaepernick because of his style of play, and I just didn't see it. I would have preferred to have had Alex Smith, and it's not a race thing. It's literally because I thought Alex Smith under Jim Harbaugh had developed into being the quarterback that he could have that he was. Alex Smith got us to the NFC Championship on a couple of occasions. Yes, Colin Kaepernick got us over the hump, but I just didn't think his vision and his IQ in the game had developed to a point where he was able to read certain plays. He was never fully accurate. Like he was literally a dual threat quarterback. He had a cannon of an arm and he could run. And that's what made him versatile, especially for a head coach like Jim Harbaugh, who loves to ground and pound the ball, even though he has a stellar and elite quarterback in Justin Herbert. Let's continue this article. As Deadline's Dominic Patton reported in 2022, Lee was to have produced the QBCK project with ESPN Films through his 40 Acres and Mule Film Works. Kaepernick and Atlantic journalist Jameel Hill also were producing. Kaepernick hailed the project at the time as part of a larger deal he signed with ESPN owner Disney, saying, "I look forward to sharing the docuseries on my life story, in addition with many other culturally impactful projects we are developing."
Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Shady Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Reuters first reported the demise of the Spike Lee series. The news agency spoke with Lee on the red carpet for an event in Beverly Hills over the weekend where he said of the series, "It's not coming out. That's all I can say." We contacted Lee's camp, who tells us the filmmaker won't be making any further comment on the matter. It's unclear whether he may attempt to resurrect the project at a streamer or another distribution platform. His team did not respond to a request for clarification on the score. Ooh. See, now we're going to get to the good stuff. Puck's Matthew Belloni previously reported the creative differences had to do with the scope of the multi-parter and whether it would stay tightly focused on Kaepernick or expand to include the experience of other black athletes in professional sports who have spoken out on social justice issues. One thinks of Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Arthur Ashe, the WNBA's Natasha Cloud, and others. Now, we also see this little ESPN NFL split. The reason for that, and we'll probably read it right here, is because NFL now owns 10%, I believe, of ESPN. The revelation of the drop project raises eyebrows, coming less than 2 weeks after ESPN struck a deal to buy the NFL Network linear distribution of the Red Zone channel and rights to NFL Fantasy. In exchange, the NFL would acquire 10% stake in ESPN in a transaction subject to league and other regulatory approval. Deadline understands, however, that the decision to abandon the Kaepernick docuseries was made last summer. Oh, that's a little interesting twist. I didn't know that. What's up, Uncle Charles from Birmingham? Oh. This is the second time this year a prominent documentary series has been dropped a distributing sign for nonfiction filmmakers. In February, Netflix revealed it was dumping a 6-part documentary series on Prince, directed by Oscar-winning Ezra Edelman, after the musician estate objected to the filmmaker's take on his life story. Instead, Netflix and Prince estate announced they had come to a mutual agreement that will allow the estate to develop and produce a new documentary featuring exclusive content from Prince's archives. Okay, so I thought it was because of the new Netflix ESPN deal that kind of occurred. Also, you got to take into account that this ESPN NFL deal has probably been talked about for longer than just the last 3 or 4 months or this year. This probably has gone back for a long time, probably since last year, because deals this major, ESPN bought the rights to the NFL Network and like all of its distribution, right? They're going to have all of the NFL Network's content on ESPN's new direct-to-consumer $29.99 a month subscription, where you can also now start watching WWE premium live events, because they are now going exclusively to ESPN starting literally after Clash, because of the fact that fuck it, why not, right? It seems like they might be keeping other WWE content on Peacock, or I think they're going to move their entire library and just leave Saturday Night Main Event on Peacock as the one thing that they keep, and then everything is just going to be on ESPN. So guys, if in UFC, their content, their shows, the Contender Series, Ultimate Fighter, that stuff is still staying on the ESPN direct-to-consumer platform. The only thing that's moving to Paramount is now the pay-per-views, which is completely going away. Now it's basically going to do what WWE did with Peacock, where it became premium live events. That's what basically UFC is going to do. But all the content, TKO and that partnership with ESPN, I think don't quote me on this. Eventually, I think there's going to be some sort of merger between TKO and Disney. I see Disney eventually owning WWE, especially now that I see a lot of UFC references, or not UFC, Marvel references in the WWE. Just saying. So ESPN be fucking, not ESPN, but Disney be conquering all at this point. I think they even opened like Fox Sports, if I'm not mistaken, or I think they just took Fox's like movie stuff, right? But no, this series being canceled, I'm kind of surprised. Maybe it's because times have kind of changed where there are other social justice issues that are being talked about, and there are other people at the forefront discussing those issues. And I'm not going to discuss those issues here because this is a sports channel, and I'm not comfortable talking about something that I really haven't done a lot of research in. But I feel like Colin Kaepernick not being in the spotlight as prominently as he once was, and I think because there's already been a few like documentary series that document his life, that's part of the reason why they canceled this series, because this would be like the third or fourth one, to be completely honest with you. And you can only milk, like, no offense, but you can only milk your life story so much, right? At least that's my thought. Honestly, I think I would have been excited for that Prince docu-series, to be completely honest. I love music. Music is great. I'm a Michael Jackson fan over Prince, though. Just saying. Prince got amazing music. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on this situation? Would you guys have actually wanted to watch the Colin Kaepernick documentary series produced by Spike Lee? Spike Lee does amazing work. And also, I don't fully think it's completely dead. I genuinely think there's a chance they might revive it. They might go to another streaming platform, or fuck it, YouTube. Like, there's a way you can monetize the documentary series on YouTube, or you could just literally go directly to YouTube and shoot it for them. If this is something you're really passionate about, because we know Spike Lee is, I think he's an activist. I don't want to say something he's not, but Colin is an activist. If this is something that's true to your heart, you think is going to have an impact, fuck it. Just make it in a way where it's not as high budget, and get it so it communicates the message that you want to communicate, right?
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Guys, you're watching a Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops.